Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into a blueprint for any creator out there who's feeling a little stuck. We're going to show you how to spot that mental monster that just kills your momentum, and then how to turn your own struggles into your biggest creative advantage. All right, let's get into it.
Okay, so everything, and I mean everything, starts right here. Your language sets your emotional thermostat. Now, that sounds like a nice little quote, right? But it's so much more than that. It's a fundamental truth. You see, the words you're choosing every single day, even the ones you think don't matter, well, they're literally building the world around you. They're setting the stage for you to either win or to doubt yourself.
So, with that in mind, let's put a name to a very common enemy. What is that creature that kind of lurks in the middle of your week? You know, the one that's always ready to just sabotage your momentum and your entire mindset. We call this thing the belief kraken. And you know this feeling. It's that moment when your confidence just shatters. The path that seemed so clear yesterday suddenly feels shaky. The work starts to feel like a heavy burden, and your goal, it just vanishes into thin air. It's that quiet but absolutely devastating voice of self-doubt. And you know what? We actually feed this monster without even realizing it. Just think about what we call Wednesday, hump day. What does that even mean? It frames the day as this giant obstacle we just have to get over. But watch what happens when we change one word. We call it decision day. All of a sudden, survival mode turns into empowerment. The burden? It's now a choice. You're not just putting up with the week anymore. You are in the driver's seat, actively defining where it goes from here. Look, this isn't just some cute gimmick. It's a real strategy. We can actively fight back against that belief kraken by consciously rewriting the language we use to talk about our own journey. This whole idea is perfectly captured in a story about an old English professor. Get this, for more than 25 years, he never once said good morning to his students. And the reason why? Well, it's a total masterclass in using language with intention. His logic was so simple, but wow, was it profound. Morning sounds exactly like mourning, a word just drenched in grief and sadness. So his question was, why on earth would you choose to start every single day of your life by inviting that feeling in? It's such a powerful example of using language as a shield to protect your own energy. And that brings us right back to decision day. See, it's so much more than just a new name for Wednesday. It's an active, conscious choice. It's a moment to pause, reflect on your week so far, and decide what the next few days are going to look like. It's about steering yourself back on course with real purpose.
Now, this whole thing isn't just about the words in our head. The world around us, and yeah, the people in it, can either be armor for our belief, or they can become the very thing that lets the kraken break right through.
Think about it. If you're spending most of your waking hours in an environment where nobody shares your ambition, it's like a slow leak in a tire. It's just exhausting. And over time, that constant drain creates the perfect little cracks for the belief kraken to feed on.
So here's the bottom line. Your circle, the people you're around, it matters a lot. But what if you look around and you just don't see the support or motivation you need? Well, then you have a new number one job. You have to become the architect of that environment for yourself.
So how in the world do you build that environment? Well, one really powerful way is to create assets that give you that motivation on repeat. Let's check out a really cool case study, an entire album designed from the ground up for the creator's journey. The creator we're talking about asked this very question. Instead of just listening to the same old generic motivational speeches, what if you could create a tool that actually sounds like the real, raw, and often difficult path of building something from scratch online? And the result was this album, Hustle, Tears, and Analytics. And man, it does not pull any punches. Just look at these track titles. These aren't just song names, they're battle cries. From Duct Tape, Wi-Fi, and a Dream to Algorithm Ain't God, they capture the very specific, very real truths of being a creator. See, the goal wasn't just to make some music, it was to forge a weapon. This thing is a practical tool you can actually turn to every single day to refuel your belief. It's like your own personal soundtrack for those moments when the belief kraken is whispering in your ear that you should just give up. Okay, and all of this leads to the final, and I think most powerful, idea in this whole framework. Your personal journey, with all its messy parts, its cracks, its challenges, it's not a weakness. It's the blueprint. Let me break this down for you. First, you have to face your own struggles head-on and figure out where those belief cracks are actually coming from. Then, instead of looking for someone else to fix it, you build the solution for yourself. And that solution,
the one you literally created from your own pain and experience, that right there is the exact blueprint your audience has been desperately looking for. When you start to think this way, your entire goal shifts. It's not just about hitting some sales number anymore. It's about legacy. It's about building the tools, the community, the entire universe you wish had existed when you were just starting out. So, we'll leave you with this. The biggest question isn't just what product you'll make, but how you'll turn your own fight with the belief kraken into a brand new world for other people. So, what universe will you build?